Tracy Ferrant here. So I want to talk about a few things. Call a thing, um, calling a thing, bringing things to the light, and also pride in terms of the real definition of pride. It's not just about being saying you're the king of the world, the queen of the world. Pride comes in many forms. So call a thing, and telling people to put up and to shut up. Um, in my sense, it is not our place to tell people to be silent on factors concerning them, on matters concerning their own lives. It is their place to decide what they talk about, what they don't talk about, what they're silent on, or what they speak about. So you as an outsider, I don't care what capacity you hold, it is not your place to govern the person's life and to tell them how to be and not to be. But let me go back to call a thing a thing. If you're drowning, don't say there's water covering my head or the person is in trouble. Help, help, help. If there's a fire building up in the building, don't say there's red flame coming from the building. Say fire, fire, fire. You call a thing a thing. And society loves to package things because it feels so cool and it fits with protocol and we sound so polished because we're so advanced. But the truth is there are a lot of social ills that have not been addressed because people love to polish things, society loves to polish things, family loves to polish things, and therefore you have a balance being carried forward from generation to generation. So while they've solved certain technology and transportation matters and even some medical things, when it comes to social ills, many of these social ills have not been fixed. In fact, some of them have gotten worse because society has not exposed and addressed them as they should be. They love to keep things taboo. And what you don't talk about, it doesn't mean that it goes away. Just because you don't talk about it means that it goes away. Society must be willing to address these things and not to push things in the closet. You have to open the closet and clean it out. You have to sweep under the bed. Sometimes you have to lift up the bed or move the bed and you clean out whatever is under there, even once a year. You have to do a thorough cleaning. Move the refrigerator, you clean and you clean properly. So I do believe that there are a lot of social ills happening while there are advances in technology and other things because humankind is very, very prideful. It's a very siloed pride. It's not the kind of overt pride where you're looking in the mirror and so I'm so wonderful. No, it is a pride that decides that I must cover it up. I must package this thing because I'm embarrassed. I don't want anybody to know. I don't want everybody to know that my society is broken. I don't want anybody to know that my family is broken. I don't want anybody knows that so and so on. I'm not talking about. And so therefore, the price you pay is you have a balance being carried forward and sometimes increasing. And so society is carrying forward a balance and it's gonna burst out on you at some point. It's gonna come out. It's gonna affect the society where the technology that you have developed, you cannot enjoy it. The transportation that you people get worse and they get sad, and you wonder why. Because the internal also needs to be addressed. Because what is inside the package is far more important than the package itself. The purpose of the package is to serve what's on the inside, and technology is like a package. It's like a packaging for a product. It is supposed to cushion in and complementing who we are on the inside. And so when you have these social ills not being addressed and just these filth and all of these things being pushed forward, what you have is a system that is rotting and it at some point is going to give way and you're going to see it manifested in different ways, right? So whatever, if it's a food product, the quality of the food must be good, it must be healthy, and also it must be clean and healthy, which goes hand in hand. But it cannot be that the product is spoiling, the meat is spoiling, but the packaging looks fancy. The chocolate is no good, but the packaging looks fancy. What's the point? And so while technology and all of these things are advancing, which is great, which is fantastic. There are other social ills that need to be addressed. Whether advances in medical technology, there are also advances in soul technology. The soul technology must advance at the same time, because I would above all that you prosper and be in good health as your soul prospers. So if the soul of a human being is not prospering, it does not matter the material wealth, because you will not be able to enjoy it. And you will find that people are depressed, that they are unhappy. Why? Because you've not invested in the inner person. And like as I said, you must be able to address the social ills. Work must be done to address the issues that humankind is dealing with, right? The inner person. And people love to tell people to shut up and to not address this and not address that, and to be so taboo, because you want to have the appearance to who? Are you competing against the people on Mars? Are you competing against the people on Jupiter? Who exactly are you competing against or trying to create an impression against? Who exactly? So people must address the internal. I said, again, I quote the verse, people hate good, as in they love evil, and therefore they don't want their works to come to light, so that they may be corrected, so they may be reproved. Because the long-term payoff is greater. You won't have that balance being carried forward of social ills. Right? So call a thing, address matters for what they are. Right? And I said, pride comes in many forms. Pride will be the death of the church. Pride will be the death of families. Pride will be the death of societies. Pride will be the death of education and health system. You must expose a thing for what it is. Pride will be the death of psychology. There's a lot of lies in psychology, and there's a lot of truth. But it's sifting between what is what. And stop polishing things. You need to give people the shock value, and just call people out for who they are. If I do something wrong, you speak it for what it is. You're trying to cushion people and to make them cuddle people and to make them feel good about all of these illnesses and all of these things that they're doing wrong. Why? Why? No. Call a thing, and speak it for what it is. There's a time and a place for everything, and sometimes when you don't call a thing, people don't take it as seriously. They brush it aside, because we love to throw things under the bed in the closet. But there's a time and a season now for the closet to be opened. It's time to open the closet. It's time to sweep under the bed. It's time to lift up the bed. It's time to remove the refrigerator and to clean and to see exactly what is there. And it's time to expose the wound to the doctor. It's time to expose the wound to the nurse. It is time to address issues. Right? And the church for a long time has been very, very taboo about certain issues, because they like to shove things on the side and say, oh, but those are the things that affect the human soul, affect the human spirit. These are some of the things that cause people to be on drugs, to be mentally ill, because of the issues on the inside. I would above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper. So a sick soul cannot prosper. How do people get sick? Through injury, through diseases, through infection, through different things, through the social ills of life. And so, whether you're a church, whether you're a school, whether you're a family, whether you are an organization, it's best to expose and to make the long-term investment, so you can have the long-term payoff, where you have a better system that runs healthily and stably for quite a long time. Not a little pyramid scheme that's going to crash in no time, but a long-term solid investment in the lives and the hearts of people around you. Why are you embarrassed? Embarrassed about what? Why would you be embarrassed? And there's other thing of people telling people to put up and to shut up. No, it's not your place to tell people to put up and to shut up. You mind your own business, and you mind your own trauma. You mind your own social ills, but let every person decide how they deal with their own affairs. And, like I said, expose the wound of society so they can be addressed, the wound of the church, the wound of the family, so that can address, and the appropriate soul surgery can be done. Right? Expose a matter so that the spirit of people can prosper while they use technology and all of these fancy packagings. That's it.